We acknowledge that Chadron State College is situated on the land of multiple Native nations, past and present. These original homelands are the territory of indigenous people who are largely dispossessed and removed. We specifically
acknowledge these are the traditional homelands of Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho people. Chadron State College pledges to support and advocate for the histories, cultures, languages, and territorial rights of historic and contemporary indigenous peoples of this region. This statement affirms continuous indigenous presence and rights, acknowledges the ongoing effects of settler colonization, and supports indigenous struggles for political, legal, and cultural sovereignty.
Good afternoon. Please remain standing as the Chadron State College ROTC Color Guard presents our national colors. Post colors. Please remain standing until the ROTC Color Guard has exited the arena. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, prospective graduates, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Jody Cooper, President of Chadron State College. On behalf of the Nebraska State College System, Board of Trustees, and the faculty and staff of Chadron State, I welcome you to our winter commencement ceremony. Please rise as we bow our heads for a moment of silence and give thanks for our many blessings this year and for these special graduates here today. Thank you. The moment of reflection will be delivered by Ms. Ellie Ann Fisher from North Platte, Nebraska.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the graduating class, thank you for joining us as we celebrate this remarkable milestone. Today marks not only an ending, but a commencement, a word which means a beginning or a start. As we begin the journey that lies ahead, we are reminded of the countless moments, both big and small, that brought us to this exact moment. We remember the first time we stepped onto campus, full of uncertainty, but excited to belong somewhere new. We remember the late nights in the residence halls, filled with laughter and conversations that lasted until midnight. We remember the long study sessions where our classmates turned into friends as we bonded over shared snacks and stories. And we remember the small victories that carried us to this moment. Over time, as the unfamiliar feelings went away, we began to feel meaning in the place that felt more like a home away from home. But these memories we hold aren't just about the places. They are also about the people who have supported us through every step. Our families and loved ones cheering us from near and afar. Our friends who became our second family and made our college years unforgettable. And also our professors who, yes, challenged us, but also opened doors and opportunities that we might not ever have discovered on our own. Together, it is these memories and relationships that we carry with us to the next chapter of our lives. We may physically leave campus today, but the impact of the people who stood by us and encouraged us will stay with us forever. So as we begin this ceremony, let us celebrate the memories, the people, and the community that has helped us reach this moment. And let us honor the hard work and growth that each one of us has earned here today. Because the journey sure wasn't effortless. It was full of unexpected obstacles, deadlines that felt impossible, classes that were challenging, and endless moments of doubt. Yet, the journey made us push ourselves farther than we ever thought possible. We overcame our setbacks, we grew with every challenge, and we learned to work hard. And as we walk across this stage, these are the same qualities that we carry with us into our future. Congratulations, class of 2025. We did it. Thank you, and go Eagles.
Thank you, Ellie. You may be seated. This ceremony is a very special time for each graduate and family and friends. To maintain the dignity of this distinctive occasion, and out of respect for all of our graduates, we ask that you please silence cell phones and remain seated until the ceremony has ended so that each graduate's name can be heard when announced. Commencement is a celebration of academic attainment. To bring greetings to you from the academic community of Chadron State College, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Kimberly Paddock O'Reilly.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper. On behalf of the Department of Academic Affairs, faculty, staff, and students, thank you for your dedication, advocacy, and leadership. You continue to make Chadron State great, and we're glad that you're here. I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to the friends and family of our graduates. Your unwavering support and encouragement have been essential to their academic success. To our graduates, today is the day you have been working towards. Your hard work, dedication, and perseverance have paid off. You are truly soaring. As you officially graduate from Chadron State College, congratulations. The CSC community is exceedingly proud of each of you. According to the latest census data on education attainment, 35% of the US population aged 25 and over have earned a bachelor's degree, and 13% have earned a master's degree. Today, you join this prestigious group equipped with the knowledge and the skills to forge impactful paths in your careers and your communities. I know you are all eager to get to the exciting part, but please humor me for a moment while I share the impact a college degree can have. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor, bachelor's degree holders earn 68% more than those without a degree, and the wage gap grows with more advanced education. According to the Association of Public and Land-Grant Universities, college graduates are half as likely to be unemployed as their peers whose highest earned degree is a high school diploma. Moreover, the Office of Disease Prevention and Health Promotion notes that college graduates report better health and are less likely to experience conditions such as heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, anxiety, and depression. Some research studies suggest that college graduates live 7 years longer than those without a post-secondary degree. By earning your degree, you've set the stage for a bright and transformative future. Choosing Chadron State College for this achievement sets you apart even more. Today's graduates may have about 12 jobs throughout their careers, and this is expected to rise. A notable 32% of those aged 25 to 44 are considering a career change, and 29% have completely changed fields since their first college job. While 53% of Americans report using only half or less of their college education, that will not be the case for you. That is because, as CSC graduates, your education has provided you more than facts or skills for a specific job. You've gained the advantage of CSC's focus on applied learning, problem solving, cultural competence, quantitative reasoning, professionalism, leadership, lifelong learning, and agility. Did you even know you were learning all that? These transferable skills will illuminate your professional journey, no matter where it leads you. Beyond academics, you've built lifelong connections with classmates, teammates, faculty, staff, and industry professionals. As graduates, you join an alumni network almost 24,000 strong. I encourage you to nurture these relationships and expand your network. They will play a crucial role in your career success today and for years to come. Congratulations, graduates. Whether your next destination is the workforce, military, graduate school, or something else, go out and soar like the eagles that you are, and remember, once an eagle, always an eagle.
Thank you, Dr. Paddock O'Reilly. I now want to introduce several people. I ask that these individuals stand when their name is called, and I ask you to hold your applause until all have been introduced. On stage, celebrating this special occasion with you, are Ms. Margene Terrell, Vice Chair and Academic and Personnel Committee Chair of the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System, Dr. Kimberly Paddock O'Reilly, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Jim Margetts, Dean, School of Liberal Arts, Dr. Shonda French Collins, Dean, School of Business, Mathematics, and Science, Dr. Brittany Helmbrecht, Dean, School of Professional Studies and Applied Sciences, Dr. Hortensio Soto, today's commencement speaker, Dr. Gregory Moses, Associate Professor of Mathematics and Faculty Senate President, and Ms. Melissa Mitchell, our Registrar. I also want to recognize Dr. Michael Stevens and the CSC Wind Symphony for providing the music for this ceremony. Please join me in welcoming the stage party and thanking Dr. Stevens. Also joining us are many members of our faculty and staff from the 3 schools whose students are graduating today. Please join me in thanking these faculty members and staff for participating in this ceremony. It is now my pleasure to invite Ms. Margene Terrell to the podium to bring official greetings from the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, faculty, families, and most importantly, our Chadron State College graduates. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State Colleges, it is an honor to welcome you to the 2025 Chadron State College Commencement Ceremony. Today is a momentous occasion, a celebration of hard work, perseverance, and accomplishments. Graduates, you've overcame challenges, you've embraced the opportunities, and demonstrated resilience at every turn. This milestone reflects your academic success, personal growth, and unwavering determination. As you reflect on your time at Chadron State, I hope it's filled with pride. The lessons you've learned, the friendships you have formed, and the experiences you have shared will remain with you as a cherished chapter in your life story. Remember, Chadron State will always be a part of who you are, and its doors will always be open to you. To the family and the friends and the loved ones here today, your encouragement and support have been instrumental in their achievement. Thank you for being their foundation and cheering them on along the way. And now, as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College, I invest President Cooper with the power and authority to, drum roll, grant degrees to the graduates of Chadron State College. Congratulations, graduates. May you carry forward the knowledge, the skills, and the values you've gained here to make a meaningful impact in your communities and beyond. The future is yours. Embrace it with confidence and purpose. And soar, Eagles. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Margene Terrell. And now to our guest speaker, Dr. Hortensio Soto. Dr. Hortensio Soto, a 2001 CSC Distinguished Young Alumni honoree, is today's commencement speaker. Dr. Soto is a professor and graduate director in the Department of Mathematics at Colorado State University. Her research centers on the teaching and learning of K-16 mathematics, where she adopts an embodied cognition perspective. This is a philosophy that claims learning is body-based. She has used this lens in teaching and researching the learning of geometry, linear algebra, abstract algebra, and complex analysis. She has approximately 100 publications and has delivered about 100 invited talks about her work nationally and internationally. She has given invited talks in places such as Yale and Berkeley, and yet small rural areas are her favorite places to go. Dr. Soto has mentored young women and promoted mathematics via summer outreach programs and frequently facilitates professional development for K-16 teachers, including here in the Panhandle. Dr. Soto is a working member of the Mathematical Association of America, where she has served as the Associate Treasurer, the Associate Secretary, the President, and as an editor of the MAA Instructional Practices Guide. Currently, she serves as MAA Past President. She is a proud recipient of the MAA Deborah and Franklin Tepper Hamo Award for Distinguished College or University Teaching of Mathematics. In her spare time, Hortensia enjoys hiking, snowshoeing, practicing yoga, meditating, and spending time with her son, Miguel. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Hortensio Soto.
Whew, I still get nervous, and I'm feeling it right now, but it's gonna go away. All right, so I am deeply humbled and honored to get to address all of you today. Not just the graduates, but also family and friends of the graduate, and of course the Chadron State faculty and staff. It is also a blessing to get to give this talk today because my niece, Jaden Kano, is one of the graduates. So thank you so much for this invitation. Chadron State and Chadron are very special to me. When I drive here, I feel a tug at my heart. Maybe it's a very romanticized view, But Chadron State is where I realized that I had wings, where I had an opportunity to open my wings, and where I was invited to fly. This is the place where I developed lasting friendships. This is the place where my eyes were open to the realms of possibility, of where my future could go. This is the place where hope of something different for me emerged. And all of this happened because of my advisor, Mr. James Cause. I am so grateful to him. I am confident that all of you graduates have created your own special memories and lasting relationships here at Chadron State. I'm sure you feel excited, hopeful, and maybe a little scared about the future. This is all very normal. As a student and as a faculty, I have attended numerous graduation ceremonies. And it seems that the best speakers always stick to the time limit and do one of the following three things. They paint a picture of their journey where we can almost feel their experiences of struggle and triumph. I chose not to give this type of talk today because I don't want this to be about me. I want it to be about you. Other speakers keep us entertained with their comedy style of presenting. I have 4 brothers who routinely let me know that I'm not the funny one in the family, so I'm not going to try that. The third type of address is where the speaker provides some words of wisdom that resonate with us so much that we carry those words for a lifetime. My goal is to try to do this today, so let me get started. In my culture, we are storytellers. So let me tell you a true story to set the stage for what I hope to accomplish today. A few weeks ago in my combinatorics class, before class started, the students were talking about books. And one student was saying how much he loved old math books and that he had one from the 70s. I chuckled and I'm like, William, that is not an old book. In fact, I have a really old book. I think it might be from the early 1900s, but I'm not sure. Now, this book is a book that a student gifted to me over 20 years ago. She presented it to me with a bow that I was too afraid to take off for fear that the book would fall apart. But when I got home that day, curiosity got the best of me. So I went to the shelf where I had the book displayed, and I slowly removed the bow. I opened the book and was amazed to discover that it's a geometry book published in 1877, so different 70s. There are some solved exercises attached to the pages with little nails, because I guess they didn't have paper clips back in the day. It's autographed by the author to a female student. And what I couldn't believe was that I'd never really dared to open this book, this gift that had been gifted to me. It had been sitting on my shelf with that bow. And I was especially saddened that I hadn't opened it earlier because what the author wrote to the student was this: each one is his own hope. Each one is their own hope. That phrase startled me a bit because it sounded like something I would say. And at that moment, I knew that today I would talk to all of you, not just the graduates, about hope. Hope of something better for each of us. Hope of something better for those whom we encounter. Hope for the people that those people encounter. Hope that spreads like wildfire. You might be asking how we can do this, and I'm going to argue, as a mathematician would, that emotional intelligence is the key. There are various types of intelligences, and they all overlap, but I try to lump them into 3 different types. The first type is physical intelligence, which generally describes our athletes whose body tells them how to react in a situation. Those with physical intelligence make decisions based on information stemming from the body. I can easily spot someone with physical intelligence. They wear the cool athletic clothes. They walk around shooting their imaginary basketballs into their imaginary baskets and shooting nothing but net. You know who I'm talking about. Another type of intelligence is rational intelligence. People with rational intelligence make decisions based on information stemming from their brain. You might recognize this because we are in our heads. We think deeply about things that maybe only 3 other people in the world care about. We love to philosophize and offer evidence for our statements, our fingers on our chin, deep in thought, and pocket protectors are sure evidence of somebody with rational intelligence. I suspect several of you have one or both of these forms of intelligence because our society nurtures and celebrates these forms of intelligence from a very early age. For example, college scholarships tend to fall under 2 categories: academic or athletic. So now let me talk about the 3rd type of intelligence, emotional intelligence. People with emotional intelligence tend to make decisions based on information stemming from their hearts. Basically, emotional intelligence entails sensing others' feelings and exhibiting empathy and compassion towards those feelings. I hope you're starting to see the connection to hope. Those with strong emotional intelligence are able to communicate difficult decisions in more humane ways, create an environment where different is valued rather than perceived as a source of friction, and promote effective networking by learning together. I think this is true because compassion and empathy are at the root of emotional intelligence, which minimizes dualistic thinking. Dualistic thinking is that thinking that idealizes one perspective and minimizes, possibly even demonizes, the opposite perspective. The dualistic mind struggles or refuses to listen to the other perspective. It knows by comparing and viewing one perspective as better. The dualistic mind does not offer hope. A non-dualistic mind, on the other hand, has the capacity to hold opposite notions together, which can lead to wonderment about different perspectives. This wonderment can lead to creative conversations, new relationships, and transformation of people and systems. It has the potential to bring hope. Hope of what? Hope of what is most important, seeing that while we are different, we have much more in common. I invite all of us in this room to nurture our own and others' emotional intelligence. I invite each of us to let go of our dualistic mind, our belief that we are always right. I invite all of us, especially the graduates and other young people in the room, because you are our future, to make a commitment to yourself that you will bring your own hope for you, for those you love, for those who are different from you, for those that you have yet to meet, and especially for those with whom it is difficult to see eye to eye. One of the things that has helped me to nurture my own emotional intelligence and to develop a non-dualistic mind is to engage with people who are different from me. For example, when I was a student here, I lived with an 80-year-old woman. I lived in her basement, and some of you might know her family, Ruth Sandoz. I had the most amazing conversations with her every day. She was so wise, and I just valued my time with her. I also like to read quite a bit. I love to highlight, I love to write in the book and mark it all up, and I reflect deeply on what I read, especially quotes. So I want to finish by sharing some of my favorite quotes with you, some stated by others, and some that are mine. I hope one of these will stick with you at least till the end of the day. Let me start with 2 from Brianna Weist. She's the author of a book called The Pivot Year. It's a great short little readings for each day of the year. But there are 2 that I just turn to all the time. And one is this: the gift is not what we are given, but what we are meant to give away. The gift is not what we are given, but what we are meant to give away. We have all been gifted with different things, different intelligences. How do you open and share that gift? How can your physical and rational intelligence contribute to emotional intelligence? How can your gifts bring hope? The second quote by Brianna Weist is this: you don't have to figure out your entire life out today. Show up a little more as a person you want to be. Tomorrow, do it again. My yoga teacher reads this to us all the time, and it's such a good reminder to me of who I want to be and who I hope to be and how I might do that. So you don't have to figure out your entire life out today. Show up a little more as the person you want to be. Tomorrow, do it again. Now I have 6 more quotes by someone you might have heard of. Her name is Hortensia Soto. And I can always hear my students say, well, as Soto would say. So let me share these with you. The first one is, fear is a scary thing. Might sound like a little dark, but fear is a scary thing. It's a scary thing because fear turns us to 3 other F words. We flight, we freeze, or we fight. And none of those deal with whatever the fear is. So what I invite you to do is to engage with another F word, faith. The opposite of fear is not courage, it is faith. And faith in so many things, faith in that the universe has good things in it, faith that people are good, faith that good things are going to be happening, faith and hope. Fear is a scary thing. The second one, our strengths are our weaknesses, and our weaknesses are our strengths. This quote helps me to remember not to be so quick to judge others and myself, because as we all know, we are our own worst enemy. It makes me stop and ask myself how the weakness that I might see in others might actually be a strength. It helps to nurture a non-dualistic mind. Our strengths are our weaknesses, and our weaknesses are our strengths. Number 3, on purpose and with a purpose. My students frequently ask me why I make them do something, and they know I'm going to respond with on purpose and with a purpose. Later on in the semester, they'll say, oh my gosh, that's why you had it this way. Now I understand. So be intentional about everything that you're doing. Be intentional with your thoughts. Be intentional with your words. Be intentional with your actions. What do you hope to gain? How can they bring hope? On purpose and with a purpose. Number 4, things aren't happening to you. Things are happening for you. Life will present us with challenges, and sometimes we think the universe is out to get us. In reality, the universe is preparing the way for us. This phrase always brings me hope of what is to come. Things aren't happening to you, things are happening for you. Number 5, this might be my favorite one. Don't forget your fun meter. This is one of the required materials for all my classes on the syllabi. And students always ask, where do I buy one? I'm always, it's in here, it's in here. Life is short, enjoy every minute, have fun, and if you haven't learned to have fun, learn, it's not too late. Don't forget your fun meter. Number 6, I love love. Sense it, name it. I love love. I love watching as one of my neighbors trims her husband's hair on the back deck. It's simple, simple love. I love the smell of rain. I love the taste of my mom's homemade tortillas. I love the laughter of me and my sister where we laugh till we cry. I love the feel of my son's hugs as he towers over me. I love love. Sense it, name it. It will bring us all hope. Congratulations to all of you, especially you, JD. Enjoy your journey, work hard, because a work ethic is so important. Live life, be kind, spread hope, and love. And don't forget your fun meter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Soto, for your inspiring words. Dr. Kimberly Paddock O'Reilly will now present candidates for the conferral of their respective master's degrees. Please come forward, which she already did.
Before we begin our master's candidates, we would like to take a moment to recognize the achievement of Dr. Adam Fetty. Would you please stand? Right now, Dr. Fetty should be graduating from the University of West Georgia, but he chose to spend the day celebrating with all of you instead of walking the stage to be awarded his education doctorate in school improvement. We want to congratulate him and let him know we are proud of him and all of your accomplishments. Thank you, Dr. Fetty, and congratulations. Would all 2025 candidates for the Masters of Arts in Education please rise and remain standing? The Masters of Business Administration, please rise and remain standing. The Master of Education, please rise and remain standing. The Master of Science and Organizational Management, please rise and remain standing. Dr. Cooper, upon the recommendation of the graduate faculty and the academic deans, I recommend to you these candidates for conferring upon them their respective master's degrees.
Through the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College system, I now bestow upon each of you your respective master's degrees.
Would the academic deans, Dr. Jim Margetts, Dr. Shonda French-Collins, and Dr. Brittany Helmbrecht, please come to assist with the hooding of the graduates along with the candidates' advisors. Please come forward to accept your diploma. Family members, feel free to come forward for photographs and then return to your seats. Barbara June Bauder, with Dr. Tara Wilson hooding. Dannon Dame with Dr. Tara Wilson hooding. Erica Ruby Escamilla Pfeiffer with Dr. Tara Wilson hooding. Ryan Reed Lavole with Dr. Tara Wilson hooding. Isna H. Patel with Dr. Tara Wilson hooding. Jessica E. Power with Dr. Tara Wilson hooding. Brianna Redfern with Dr. Tara Wilson hooding. Marissa Whitaker with Dr. Tara Wilson Hooding. Shayna R. Cornett with Dr. Kathleen Woods Hooding. Anne Janine Grieving Brown with Dr. Kathleen Woods Hooding. Melanie Rosetta Black Calf with Dr. Katie Rust for Dr. Karen Enos Hooding. McKenna Beth Headley with Dr. Katie Rust Hooding for Dr. Karen Enos. Katarina Rishling with Dr. Katie Rust Hooding for Dr. Karen Enos. Tabitha Jo Johnson with Dr. Catherine Rust Hooding. Matthew G. Hare with Dr. Gregory Moses Hooding. Ashland Baca with Dr. Jamie Haymaker Hooding. Dallas Margaret Cafferty with Dr. Jamie Haymaker Hooding. Taylor Millay with Dr. Jamie Haymaker Hooding. Melissa Sawry with Dr. Jamie Haymaker Hooding. Kayla Christine Holmes with Dr. Gary Dusick Hooding. Jordan C. Nuwaller with Dr. Stephen Portia Hooding. Tierra Lee Rouse with Dr. Stephen Portia Hooding. Heather Ann Salmon with Dr. Stephen Portia Hooding. Amber Faye Weber with Dr. Nicholas Fisher Hooding. Logan Catherine Hamick with Dr. Joanne Hayes for Dr. Eric Rapp Pudding. Let's have a final applause for our new master graduates. During today's commencement, we should recognize those undergraduate students who have graduated or are graduating with academic honors. In recognition of their outstanding academic achievement, they are wearing medallions. Please note that those students graduating cum laude have attained a cumulative grade point average of 3.6 to 3.74. Those graduating magna cum laude have a grade point average of 3.75 to 3.89. And those graduating summa cum laude have a grade point average of 3.9 to 4.0. All honor graduates, please rise and be recognized. Please be seated. Would the 2025 candidates for the Bachelor's of Applied Science degree please rise and remain standing? The Bachelor's of Arts degree, please rise and remain standing. The Bachelor of Science degree, please rise and remain standing. The Bachelor of Science in Education degree, please rise and remain standing. Dr. Cooper, upon the recommendation of the faculty, the chairs of the department, and the deans of the schools, I recommend to you these candidates for conferring upon them their baccalaureate degrees.
Through the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Nebraska State College System, I now bestow upon each of you your respective bachelor's degree. Please move your tassel from the right edge to the left edge of your cap.
The 2025 graduates, please come forward to accept your diploma. Family, again, please feel free to come forward for photographs and then return to your seats to make room for the next family. Isabella Marie Adams, cum laude. Omar Ali, summa cum laude. Kayla Ann Bankendorf. Chase Christopher Boyer. Raleigh Cherie Bridges. Sarah Carpenter. Chance Michael Carter, summa cum laude. Bria Ann Delmont. Quincy Feger Affair Turi, summa cum laude. Kwame Frimpong. Jenny Garcia, cum laude. Damon S. Christopher Gaynair. Roan Haugen. Reed Andrew Hinkle. Kaylee Holly Hughes, cum laude. Nathaniel Jones. Cody Edward Kronhoffman, cum laude. Billy James Larson. Kylie Sue Licking. Sydney Marie Loyette. Madison Marie Mashik. Brooke Ashley McCauley, cum laude. Carrie E. Olson. Angelise Lily Perez. Liliana, sorry. And she's summa cum laude. Angelina Raquel Cazada. Hadley J. Rudloft. Chloe Lee Shatswell, summa cum laude. Emerson Lee Summers. Conager Stumpf. Gabriel James Varvel. Wilson Yee. Dax Cade Uradi. Jacob Zelm. Brennan Danilo Bullock Haynes. Ellie Ann Fisher, cum laude. McLean Joseph Shevlin. Janae Marie Silva, summa cum laude. Brenda Borjas, magna cum laude. Samantha Rose Bruner, summa cum laude. Faith Marie Buck, cum laude. Ashley Sue Callahan, summa cum laude. Jamie Faye Colley. Kelly Ann Coder, cum laude. Kirby Lynn Corfield, cum laude. Kaylee Jo Eckert. Wyatt Ellis. Anna Mae Fisher. Jenny Forker, summa cum laude. Mary Elizabeth Fries. Ashley Rose Glant, summa cum laude. Jaden Tyler Gronemeyer, summa cum laude. Cadence D. Groth. Danae Hansen, magna cum laude. Carly Jean Helgoth. Ashlyn Lee Henderson, magna cum laude. Jaden Elisa Kano. Megan M. Martinez, summa cum laude. Taylor Ann Meineke. Madison Lee Miller, summa cum laude. Millie Mae Mitchell, summa cum laude. Riley K. Napperstack, summa cum laude. Kyle Lee Novak, magna cum laude. Jenna Paulson, magna cum laude. Kaylee Ann Reinesbach. Jennifer Lee Ritchie. Braden Dean Ryan. Amy Rose Simonson, summa cum laude. Hannah Maxine Smith. Skylar M. Smyers. Jocelyn Lee Stroshine, summa cum laude. Emily Janae Taylor. Lisa Catherine Tinas, summa cum laude. Olivia Dolores Valadez, summa cum laude. Jennifer Morgan Wimmer, magna cum laude.
Everyone, please join with me as we honor all graduates with a well-deserved round of applause. Graduates, your journey to this moment was not one you traveled alone. Let's take a moment to recognize and celebrate those who stood by you every step of the way. Your parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, fellow students, teachers, professors, and staff. Please join me in offering them a heartfelt round of applause for their unwavering support and encouragement in helping you achieve this milestone. Graduates, we commend you for your hard work, personal sacrifices, and perseverance that have led you to the platform this afternoon to receive your degrees. As you leave the college to make your mark in the world, take Chadron State College with you wherever you go, and greet your fellow alumni with a hearty "Soar Eagles." We send our best wishes to you. I'd like to thank the following for their assistance in today's program: Dr. Gregory Moses, Faculty Senate President, for carrying our Chadron State College mace; Dr. Scott Ritson, our Faculty Marshal and Department Chair for Health, Physical Education, and Recreation; and our student marshals, Sierra Hicks, who is a member of the CSC chapter of Cardinal Key National Honor Society sorority, and Dawson Ort, who is a member of the CSC chapter of the Blue Key Honorary Fraternity; Ellie Fisher, for providing the opening moment of reflection; Dr. Michael Stevens and the CSC Wind Symphony, who provided the music today; Ms. Carrie Gaswick, Vice President for Administration, as well as each of the custodial and maintenance staff, Mr. Alex Helmbrecht, Director of College Relations and the College Relations staff, Ms. Melissa Mitchell, Registrar, and the Records Office staff, and Ms. Amanda Matarese and Ms. Tara Kadlacek for the Conferencing Office staff. Dr. Jamie Wada and the Blue Key and Cardinal Key members for serving as ushers. The student providing the closing moment of reflection is Dannon Dame from Cheyenne, Wyoming. And now Dannon will be giving the closing moment of reflection.
Hello, everyone. This is a very exciting time. As we transition into the next steps of our journey, remember this: the world you're stepping into isn't waiting for perfection. As my mother would always say, practice makes permanent. We will have so many opportunities to express our ideas and questions through courage and even through our uncertainties and mistakes. And before we move into our next chapter, it is important to honor the people who helped us reach this point. My biggest supporters were my family, close friends, and advisors. So to all the individuals who cheered for us, challenged us, and supported us, and believed in us on the days that we did not believe in ourselves, thank you. We carry your sacrifices, your encouragement, and your love with us into every new beginning. As Carl Rogers says, the good life is a process, not a state of being. It is a direction, not a destination. Today marks not the end of that process, but the moment we choose its direction, with compassion, curiosity, and the courage to keep becoming. Congratulations, everyone, and may we step forward ready to heal, to listen, to grow, and make a difference in every life we touch.
Thank you, Dannon. And we thank each of you in the audience for joining us to celebrate these graduates. Please rise for the Recessional. This concludes the commencement ceremony. Soar Eagles!